Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 45 of Cute Little Love Letters, and this one is titled Denki in a Tree. Yes, of course. Your dad replied with a smile. If he's the all-knowing one with the Instagram, then bring him over. Yes, Dad said to come over, you replied excitedly into the phone. There was a pause as Denki replied to you, and you looked up at your dad. I'll just give him our address, Dad, you said as you turned away and walked a little bit away to continue your conversation to Denki without standing right in front of your father. You gave your address to Denki and then decided to warn him about your house, since it was a little unconventional. Our house is a giant tree house, you said. It's an old oak tree and it's still alive with us inside of it. We feed it and protect it, you added proudly, but also with a little reservation, since you knew that not everybody had this kind of synergistic relationship with their house. Whoa, that's sick. I can't wait to see it, he said excitedly. I'll be there in about 20 minutes, okay? Okay, see you soon, you said with a smile. Can't wait, he replied, and you felt a little tingle of excitement rush through you. You said another goodbye and pulled your phone from your ear and hung up and then walked back over to your dad. He's coming soon, you said. Should we stay here in the greenhouse or go inside? You said out loud. Or maybe on the swings? Oh, what about right up at the top of the tree? Your dad could see you were excited about showing Denki your house, and he chuckled kindly. You just say where, and we'll go there, he said with a gentle smile at you. Maybe the swings outside? You said, your eyes shining with excitement. That's one of my favourite places. Okay, let's go there. Do you want to tell Mum that he's coming? She might like to make something for afternoon tea for us, your dad said. Oh yes, please, that would be amazing, you said with unbridled excitement. I've never had anyone come over before. Excuse me, Dad, I'll go and tell Mum, you said with excitement, turning and running back off up to the treehouse. Your dad watched you go. He hadn't seen you this excited in a long time, and his heart was happy for you. She's living her best life, he thought with a smile. Whatever happened in my past, although I've thought of it as a curse, has actually set me up for this moment, to witness my daughter growing up in a world full of opportunities and love. He thought, I'm content with this. You skidded into the house and ran for the kitchen to find your mum, noting that she'd already started cooking something. This smells amazing, Mum, you said with a smile as you greeted her. Thank you, Flower, she said with a gentle smile, looking up at you. You're positively glowing. Good news has descended upon you. Mum, Denki's coming over very soon to help Dad with his Instagram account. Would it be too much trouble if we offered Denki some afternoon tea? I'll help. What are you making? It smells amazing, you said, taking a deep breath in. I felt a shift, your mum said with a little knowing smile. So I've made wild lavender and blueberry muffins. I also have restocked the herbal cabinet so you can have any tea that you'd like. Oh, wow, really? You said with glee. Thank you, Mum. You're always welcome, my honey, she said graciously. No need for help. You go and set up the swing area and I'll bring the food out once he's arrived. Thank you, you said as you turned to go. Wait, how did you know we'd be at the swing area? That's where you like to sit when you're at your most talkative, your mum said knowingly. This house has excellent energy flow and the swing area is the most open and bright for positivity and growth, she said. Our bodies are aligned with nature, and once you know nature, you know people. You really do know everything, don't you, Mum? You said almost quizzically. It shocked you sometimes at how good she was with this type of thing. Was she really human? You wondered sometimes. You thanked your mum again and left, skipping off down the hall with your bare feet. Your mum smiled to herself and remembered back to when you were 3 years old, skipping ahead of her on the bush track while you were cultivating wild mushrooms. Come on, Mum, you'd called brightly as you spun in the middle of the track and called back to her with a wave, your bare feet kicking up a little dirt as you twirled on one foot. Your mum had looked up at the right time as you had spun and caught a glimpse of the fairy wings glistening in your aura, your body appearing to be surrounded by a green glow. Even in her human form, she still possesses an inner fairy child, untouched and unmaimed by the wiles of this life, your mum had thought as she smiled at you. My little girl is going to be a wonderful woman someday, she thought, as she pulled out the tray of lavender and blueberry muffins from the oven. True to his word, Denki arrived on your doorstep about 20 minutes after he had ended the call with you. He had run some of the way and sprinted others, because he just couldn't wait to spend more time with you. Sure, he had only seen you yesterday at the markets, but he had felt like it had been too short, and wanted to be alone with you again before school on Monday. Following your description, he had turned off the main street and walked down a little track that led into the forest. I hope this is right, he thought, as he slowed a little and hesitantly peered around. You had gone up to your room to tidy up a little, in case you wanted to show him around the house, and had looked out your window to see him standing hesitantly on the path outside. He's here, you thought with glee, turning and running for your spiral staircase and racing down to the landing below. Denki's here! He's just on the track outside. I'll bring him in, you called as you ran for the front door and then swung it open. Jumping off the front step, you ran up the track barefoot and rounded the corner. Denki's smile showed his relief when he saw you, and he grinned as you ran towards him. You were so excited to see him again that you felt like running up to him and giving him a big hug, and thankfully he appeared to be on the same wavelength and opened his arms to receive you. Without hesitation, you ran up and wrapped your arms around his middle, and he wrapped his arms around and over your shoulders, basically cuddling your head. Hey, he greeted with a little chuckle. Hi, Denki, he said with a little shy giggle. I'm here, he said. I wasn't sure if I was in the right place. Yes, this is my place. Come, let me show you the house, he said with excitement, letting him go and turning on the track. Come on, you added, grabbing his hand and pulling him along with you. He was a little surprised that you had grabbed his hand, and a blush broke out on his cheeks. Wait, what if her parents see us holding hands? I don't want them to get the wrong idea about me, but it's her who grabbed my hand. I'm an innocent passenger on the ride this time. Not that I'm complaining, though, he thought, as you took him around the corner, and he looked up at the old, majestic oak tree ahead. Wow, he said with awe when he saw the size of it. This is your place? This is hella cool. You beamed with pride and nodded. Yes, this is where we live. I grew up in this house, you said, as you led him up to the front door and opened it. Come in, you added. Denki quickly kicked his shoes off and then stepped in after you, down the hall with you still leading him by the hand. Mom, Denki's here, you called, still holding his hand. Hey, Mrs. Yin's ma'am, he fumbled, his eyes flicking from the doorway up ahead, down to your hand holding his, then back up to the doorway. Geez, I hope I don't get in trouble for this, he thought with unease, at you still holding his hand. I swear I'm a good guy. Your mum stepped out from the kitchen and gave him a smile as she flicked her hands a little, having just washed them. Welcome to our home, Denki, she said. Please have a seat out on the swings with Yin. I'll bring afternoon tea out in a second. Mum hasn't seen the hand holding yet, obviously. Either that or she's okay with it. Stay tuned for chapter 46 coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.